Donald Trump is God on earth. Donald Trump is the literal definition of God on earth. The ancient Egyptians of old, the pharaohs, were considered gods because they had power, not because they could answer someone's prayers or because the common people chose them to be their god. The reason why they are considered gods is because on the snap of a finger, they could have their military on your doorstep if you didn't pay them taxes. They were gods because they commanded everything in ancient Egypt at the snap of a finger. If you believe that God is someone that answers prayers and that gives you candy when you're hungry, you are deeply mistaken on what God is. God is a terrible being. God is the most powerful being on earth. God is the definition of omnipotence. He is the all-powerful being. Even when you read the Bible, God says, "Fear me." And when you read the Bible, God says that he will lay his enemies in total destruction. And this is what God is, and this is why the ancient pharaohs of Egypt were considered gods. They were considered gods because they would destroy their enemies and because they were the most powerful people on the face of the earth. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs could literally command their military to do anything that they wanted. And if you believe that Donald Trump does not have the exact same power that the pharaohs had of ancient Egypt and that God has, you are absolutely mistaken. Donald Trump does not need Congress to go to war. You know it's in U.S. law that you need Congress to approve wars. Did you know that? But Donald Trump is literally bypassing Congress and saying, "Watch who's king." Donald Trump is the king of the United States, and we've never had a king before, but yet the United States has had our first king. And Donald Trump is showing that freedom and law is just completely subjective. Donald Trump didn't give a flying fuck about what Congress had to say about going to war with Iran, attacking Venezuela, and all the things that he's done. He has not gotten the approval of anybody. Judges literally signed orders saying that they couldn't deport a specific person that was a legal citizen. And you know what ICE did? They completely proceeded with the deportation process of legal citizens on the command of who? Donald Trump. If you believe that Donald Trump is not God on earth, you do not understand what God truly is. God is a force of destruction. God is a force of power. God is a force of complete control. And Donald Trump is in complete control of the world. This man commands the power that allows him to destroy continents. And you know what I'm referring to? Yes, I'm referring to nuclear power. Not only is Donald Trump more powerful than the ancient pharaohs of Egypt due to technology, but he's also more powerful than them in omnipotency. This man is the most powerful person on earth. And at the flick of a dime, at the snap of a finger, he can have any of us deported out of the United States because he proved that that he doesn't care if you have legal citizen status or illegal citizen status. You can and will be deported if he wants you deported. Just let that sink in for a moment. Stop believing that God is a force that grants prayers, that grants candy for you when you're hungry, and that grants you anything that you want. Because that's not what God is. Read the Bible. Read other ancient mythologies, and you will see what God truly is. Donald Trump is God on earth. The ancient Egyptians were gods on earth because the total dominant power they had. If you rejected anything that they wanted from you, they would lay siege to your city. They would start famines on your people. And when those sieges started, guess what? No one was coming to save you them. Their pagan gods failed them. You don't think those people that died in famines due to sieges and that died of starvation because they couldn't get any resources into their country and into their cities and into their regions, you don't think that they got on their knees and prayed to their gods to save them? You don't think they prayed to Moloch? You don't think they prayed to Marduk? You don't think they prayed to their kings, Cyrus and the others? You don't think they prayed to their gods and to their kings to save them? But guess what? No one came to save them because the Egyptians and the Pharaohs commanded absolute power. And this should scare you because we've learned this year and last year, and ever since Trump has gotten elected, that he is God on earth. That's what we've learned. God is total dominance. God is total power. He did not need anyone's say to go to war with Iran or attack Venezuela. And guess what? When they're done with Iran, that's not going to be the last place they go. They're going to make a stop at Cuba, and they're going to make a stop at other places that they want to give retribution to. Read your Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Read the pagan myths of old, of Norse mythology and Egyptian and Greek mythology. Read them, and you will learn what God is. You will truly learn what God is. God is about dominance. God is about power. God is about destruction. That's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button. And if you truly enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you have friends and family, make sure you hit the share button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm as well. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much. I've been Madison. Peace. We out this shit.